What's good, everybody? All Ball Podcast here. I'm Josh, and this is Connor. Today we're going to be discussing both MLB and NBA topics, so let's get into it.
Same as always, I say we should start with the MLB. There's a few topics, none of them super substantial, but not worth talking about.
Yeah.
Which one would you want to? Okay, we'll talk about that one first. I believe he's on the Mets. Okay, I wanted to say Mets, but I didn't want to sound stupid. So what's his name? Kevin Pillar? That's how you pronounce it, right?
That's why I didn't say Pillar.
No, because I thought it was Pillar, but I looked into it to make sure that I wasn't stupid.
Yeah.
He got hit by a 97, or was it 94?
It was like 94, yeah.
Yeah.
Right to the face.
Yeah, fastball right to his face, bro.
It wasn't on purpose. It was like a 1-0, it was a 2-1 ball game, 1-0 ball game, something like that. Bases loaded. You're obviously not trying to hit somebody, especially not in the face. And it's just unfortunate. He'll put up the picture of him on screen, how he looked after. It's pretty bad. He'll be out for quite a few weeks, I'm sure. But he was kind of cool about it with the pitcher. Like, they've been talking, and Pillar was, like, saying, like, oh, like, you still got to keep your confidence just because you hit me, you know, like, basically, like, shit happens.
No,
like,
yeah, he was being super humble. Not humble, but super, like, down-to-earth about it. Because he knew that, I don't know who the pitcher was.
I don't know who it was either.
But he knew that he didn't do it on purpose, and I guess he just didn't want anybody to be negatively affected by it. He was kind of taking it all on himself, which is super cool by him.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kevin Pillar.
So prayers up to Kevin Pillar. Get well soon. Moving on though, last week we kind of knew that Albert Pujols was going to the Dodgers, but they weren't able to make it official until Monday. They made it official. He then came in on Monday and got an RBI single, helped us win a ball game. So
You said that he was a legend, right? Because we were talking about him
Yeah.
at the start of the year.
yeah,
And what team was he a legend for? The Angels, or he's always been moving around?
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
He's always he was good on the Angels for the first 2 years.
But like he was towards the end of his career already, huh?
Yeah, and that was in
yeah.
2013.
Wow. Why is he still in the MLB?
If you're getting paid $30 million, wouldn't you stay?
He's still getting paid $30 million?
Yeah. He signed a big ass contract with the Angels.
Oh my God.
Pujols. Wow. Pujols contract. Angels. It was insane because he, like I said, he was
$30
he was
million?
an all-time great. 10-year, $240 million.
Yeah, so 24 mil. The Angels are also... Yeah, that's separate.
Yeah. So would you say in MLB?
Yes, I would say in the MLB. That's no debate. I'm very sorry. Albert? That's his name? Very sorry, Albert, for questioning you.
Yeah.
So how much are you guys paying him?
$400,000.
Nice. Why did he even sign? Or he just wanted to
He just wanted to finish out his year, his last year.
Oh, okay.
Because he made it known that it was his last year, but then according to some people, he was having problems with the Angels. So
It's a good place to finish your last year. He doesn't need to move anywhere because fucking...
well, that's why his kids don't have to move around.
That's what I'm saying. Dodgers and Angels in the same. And now he gets a shot at a World Series for his last year.
Yeah, so it was pretty.
That's a pretty good
for
signing.
him. So he helped us win a ball game. So shout out to him. And then his old teammate, unfortunately, Mike Trout, went down with some type of calf injury, and he's out 6 to 8 weeks. Originally, I think they thought it was torn, but luckily it isn't. It's just a really bad strain, so he's out for 2 months. So hopefully we see him back soon, sooner rather than later. But hopefully they don't rush him back. I don't think that. I'll check the MLB standings right now, but I don't think that the Angels are making the playoffs again. We talked about it last episode.
Yeah,
I have the worst team ERA. But one of the top 10 offenses, which
Yeah,
top 10 offense.
You said they were 6th in all hitting stats.
Yeah, they're 7 games back already, 18-24.
And they're 6.5 back from the fucking...
With Trout, let's say they play. How long's he out? 2 months. Let's say they play 50 games. Probably a little more, 55 games. I think they'll probably win
13.
15 to 20.
No, I don't even have that much hope
That's
in
just
them.
going to set them back farther. So, yeah, it's unfortunate for
Yeah,
the Angels and Mike Trout.
So now Ohtani's on the team by himself.
Yeah, it's just Ohtani and then Rendon every 10 games.
Yeah, Rendon's not my favorite player anymore.
Why not?
I just don't watch Angels games anymore.
You literally watched the first series because we told you to.
Yeah, and I fell in love with him. Pause.
Pause.
I said pause. Like, I caught it. I'm kidding, Rendon. I'll always love you.
So the highest the most no hitters in a single season
And
is
it's
7.
continuing.
Is 7, and we already have 6. There was 2 since our last episode. One of them being.
Oh, I only heard of one of them.
One of them being Spencer Turnbull. You heard about this one, right?
Okay, no, I heard about the other one.
Okay. This one was yesterday against the Mariners. Spencer Turnbull of the Detroit Tigers, 9 innings, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts.
Oh wait, no, yeah, that was probably the one that I heard about then. Mm-hmm. Okay, my bad.
So,
because
congrats to Spencer Turnbull, through a no hitter. Obviously, the first in his career and probably the last.
Yeah, first and only. What was the other one, real quick?
The other one was today, Corey Kluber.
Okay, yeah, no. So before we get to that one, couple months ago, Jason Tatum dropped 50 points and there was a no-hitter in the same night. And they were posting about it and they were like, first time there was a 50-point game in the NBA and a no-hitter in the MLB in the same night. And me and Josh were like, well, yeah, no shit, like...
Those are two
wild things. Like, those things aren't going to happen on the same night. Yesterday, Jason Tatum dropped another 50 points that we'll get to later on the same night as a no-hitter. So maybe it's not... Like, it is uncommon. These are the only 2 that has ever happened in history, and they were both Jason Tatum 50-point games. But
yeah.
It was just kind of funny. Yeah, it was funny how that happened twice.
Yeah.
And it might never happen again.
Who knows? So then the other one was today. Corey Kluber threw a no-hitter. 9 innings, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. 2 very similar no-hitters. 1 walk and 2 walks. And both had 9 strikeouts. So like I said, the MLB needs to crack down on these substances being used. Corey Kluber is like 64 years old.
What's an example of that?
What?
Of a substance being used? Because it's not like... Is that just what it is?
Yeah, watch. Pitchers getting caught using pine tar. There's a picture that came out.
No, I know.
Remember John Means, how he threw a no-hitter up from the Orioles?
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's like a thing where like he would turn out of the camera frame and like rub inside his glove, and that's where the pine tar would be. Yeah, look, this guy had pine tar on his neck.
I remember that one. Because they went up to him and they fucking touched on his neck.
Yeah, and this one.
Oh yeah, there's the picture of them doing it. He had it on the bottom of his hat.
Kikuchi had it on the brim of his hat. Him throwing a bullpen.
So what's the benefit of using pine tar? You get more grip on it or what?
Yeah, you get more grip on the ball. Holy shit, that's a lot. Yeah, you get more grip on the ball and it's like tighter spin and all that good stuff.
Heard you.
So it might not be pine tar though. It might be something even better for them.
Like what?
I don't know.
Yeah,
MLB doesn't know what
I'm
it is.
sure because pine tar. I don't want to say pine tar's obvious, but it's at least like brown.
Yeah.
With all the fucking technology.
Like people hide it like on their wrist, under their glove, hat, inside their glove. So like
why wouldn't they just make a clear substance?
He was literally going like this, like turning like he was stretching his back, and then he'd rub his hand and go back.
He's fucking smart.
So
no, but yeah, with all the technology, why don't they just make a clear pine tar so they don't get caught?
Yeah. I don't know.
That'd be the easiest thing to do.
Maybe that is. Maybe they do have a clear pine tar, and we don't know about it.
Fucking smart ass players. That's what I would have did.
So
you have millions of dollars. Fucking develop a clear pine tar.
Today, me and Connor were at work, and I told him I was like, "This MLB player just got traded for $1." I wasn't lying to him.
No, I didn't believe it at first because that's the cheapest trade I've ever heard of ever. There was a trade in the NBA. I don't know if you ever heard about this, and I could be getting the analytics off a little bit, but Kyle Korver got traded for money, and the money was used to buy a new printer for the office, or for the GM's office. So Kyle Korver got traded for a printer or a fax machine or something. That in my head was the cheapest trade of all time. You traded basically a printer or a fax machine for one of the best shooters of all time. What is this trade?
I don't know where he was.
I have $1.
I don't know where he was though.
This is how much he's worth. This right here. What's his name? Cameron Maybin. Cameron Maybin was on... What team was he on?
Well, he's been on all these teams, so I don't know which one it is.
So he was on a team.
Probably the Cubs.
Cubs trade Cameron to the Mets. So he was on the Cubs. And then the Mets went, look what we have. We have one of these. Do you want Cameron Maybin? And we'll give you this. This right here. So let's say I was an MLB GM, right? I'm the Mets GM. You're the Cubs GM.
Okay.
I'm sure Cameron Maybin isn't good.
No, he's not that good.
Okay. So Cameron Maybin isn't good.
The Mets need an outfielder.
We need an outfielder. You guys have an outfielder.
We have plenty of outfielders.
So you can have this right here, and you give me a whole player. You give me a whole player for my roster.
Done.
That shit is so stupid.
You know what the funniest part is too?
What?
The day he got acquired, today.
Okay.
Today.
What happened?
He went to New York or Atlanta. Actually, they were playing in Atlanta, and he hit third for them. That's how injured the Mets are.
This boy paid $1, or no, this team played $1
For a number three.
for a number 3 hitter.
One of the best hitters in the lineup, but that's because everybody's hurt on the Mets. But that's just funny that he got acquired for $1 and he was hitting third later that day.
That's that's just unthinkable. What's the right word? Incomprehensible? How the fuck can an MLB player be traded for a literal $1? $1. Like, there has to be something else to it. There has to be. There's literally no way.
Salary dump.
That's not even a salary dump. Whose salary is that? That's literally an Indian person's 1 week pay. $1, bro. That's fucking crazy. Anyways, bro, Cameron Maybin. They basically just gave him for free. But I'm guessing they were. You can't give a player for free. I'm guessing you can't just trade it for nothing. So they probably traded for the minimum amount legal, which is a fucking $1.
Yeah. I've seen it happen before, though, like a long time ago, like in 2014
that shit
or
is
something.
so stupid, bro. At least fucking Kyle Korver got traded for like a few $100. Like, not a $1 bill. Not something you give to a homeless person on the fucking corner, okay? It's not, bro, it's crazy. I'm gonna look up the Kyle Korver trade real quick, though. But continue.
Anything else baseball we could talk about while we're waiting for the Kyle Korver trade for printer?
Kyle Korver, he was traded on draft day for cash considerations. The Nets used the cash to trade an office copier. So let's look up the average price for an office copier. Office copier
price.
Damn. Okay, it's actually more than I thought. $13,000. But still. And then on the upper,
but back then, like 2008, it was probably like $1,000.
copiers can cost between $200 to $1,000 a month. Average cost is about $13,000. So we can assume about $10,000 because it was back in the day. He got traded for $10,000. He got traded for like a used car, a good used car. That's what fucking Kyle Korver is worth. And then Kyle Korver ended up fucking going crazy. Moving on to the NBA though, because it's a good time of the year. It's not the most important time of the year, but it's getting there. They released the coach of the year, or the coach's coach of the year, or some stupid shit. They released the coach of the year, and it went to who you predicted it was going to be.
Yeah.
And that was
Monty Williams of the Phoenix Suns. So after we made that video, it was kind of weird because like I was scrolling on TikTok, I think that night, like after we made the video, and I seen Spawn Hour.
NBCA, that's what I was looking for.
Spawn Hour.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about this whole Coach of the Year shit, and I was like, oh, like let's see what he's saying. And he's like, I think that it should go to no one other but Nate McMillan,
And that's
of
the
Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, that's the Hawks coach.
Because since he took over, they went 26-11.
That's a good record.
But would it even be possible to give that to someone for only coaching 37 games?
I don't know how that's the thing. Like, for MVP, you have to play a certain amount of games. For fucking Rookie of the Year, you have to play a certain amount of games. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know the criteria to be Coach of the Year. That's not something I've done a deep dive in. That's not something I research very often.
Yeah. But, no, shout out to Monty Williams, though. I think hold on.
The what?
Suns game.
Sorry for tired, by the way. It is like 11 o'clock because we waited till after a game. We're going to talk about the game later, but we waited till after the Laker game to record this podcast. Just that
so
we
Monty
had
Williams,
all the good
their
stats.
sweep starts on May 23rd.
They're hilarious.
They should have the Lakers swept.
Let's put money that they don't get swept.
So they should sweep them in about a week.
Okay.
That's cool.
Nice.
Round 1 is so long.
It's 7 games.
Yeah, but they take so many off days.
Well, yeah, we play the same players all 7 games.
So do we.
No, you don't.
You just switch pitchers, that's it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so Monty Williams...
Someone in left field is not getting as much wear and tear as someone a shooting guard.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So moving on to the playing games.
We'll start off with the first game that happened.
Hold on.
That is one we should start with. What do you feel like talking about?
No. I just want to say, you know how it's an accomplishment? Like, oh, I guessed them right.
Yeah.
I guessed them all wrong.
You had the Spurs winning?
Yeah. I think that's harder than guessing them all right.
It's the literal same odds.
No, there's no way. Because,
it's a 50-50 every game.
No, I understand that, like it's actually,
You're saying,
odds,
you're saying you bet on the favorites at all. No, you didn't.
I didn't bet on the favorites. It's just, I feel like it's just harder to guess them all wrong.
Okay, if you want that as a consolation prize, good job.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you.
But, I don't know. Whatever.
So, speaking of the first game, I got the prediction wrong. Or I got the prediction wrong, but I guess what I said came true. But I actually got both of the East games wrong. How do I say this? I got the winners wrong, but what I predicted about the games were right. So I don't know why I didn't listen to myself. But
what does that mean?
I guess so. I'll get into it. So I said that I thought the Hornets were going to win, but due to how young they were, I thought that they weren't going to be ready for a playoff sort of atmosphere, and the Pacers were ready for that playoff atmosphere.
Holy shit.
The Pacers ended up blowing out the Hornets. They scored 144 points in regulation. That's the guy I was talking to you about today, O'Shea Brissett. I was trying to call him Ochea or something. He dropped a dub. Doug McDermott, the guy you were talking about at the start of the year, he got a dub for himself, and he looked... See, it sounds stupid when I say things like this, but, it does and it doesn't. You know how I said that R.J. Hampton didn't look like he fit on the Nuggets, and then he went to Orlando and started balling out? Doug McDermott looked like he was in his... he looked like he was in a good environment for him yesterday. It looked like... But then again, the whole team was just meshing well together. But Doug McDermott looked like he was a good fit. Domantas Sabonis had a bad scoring game, but he
had 21 rebounds.
Yeah, he had 21 rebounds, 9 assists. He almost dropped a triple-double. He played his heart out. T.J. McConnell played great defense, especially on LaMelo. If you can look at LaMelo's stats for me.
And his defense. Fuck his defense. He also had 17 points.
Which is not something that happens for him very often.
14,
4-1, and I'm going to look up his...
shooting percentage?
Yeah, his... If I'm not wrong...
Just look up his... Oh, you could have just said stats.
Sorry, game by game.
The Pacers had 8 people in double digits.
Yeah.
That's how you score 150 points.
And you're fucking... If your two best scorers are O'Shea Brissett and Doug McDermott, normally you're not going to do very good, but...
Damn, 7 for 21.
Well, where is it?
The literally very top.
Okay, no, because that's against Washington. That's the regular season.
Oh, shit.
No way they don't have the fucking... playing game on here. Why is the playing game not on here? That shit is stupid. But I'll go to Basketball Reference real quick. I was trying to just show fucking what's his name? McConnell's defense on him. Where's the game by game logs?
Click the year.
Oh, it's fucking loading. Yeah, but regardless, Pacers played like they knew what the objective was. Hornets played like they like there wasn't urgency. They played like this wasn't the game that decided if they were in the playoffs or not. Why? So are playing games just invisible? Playing games are just invisible. Or is this the game? No, yeah, they're just invisible. And I'll
scroll up a little bit.
No, I'm gonna talk about that as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna talk about that as well. And I'll actually talk about it right before we get to this, because unless you have anything else to say about this right now.
No.
Yeah, so they played good. I was gonna show you the turnovers and like bad shooting that LaMelo Ball had, but it would be this one, but I don't know how you would get to that. Fuck it. Where do these stats for the playing go? Because I was watching King of the Fourth Quarter, which is one of my favorite like basketball YouTubers, and speaking of this next game, Jason Tatum dropped 50 points. So last year in the play-in,
Told you it was MVP.
last year in the play-in, someone dropped 42 or something. So technically, Jason Tatum has the most points in a play-in game. But the play-in game doesn't count for playoffs. This won't count as Jason Tatum's playoff high, but it also doesn't count as his regular season high.
I think it should count as playoffs.
So that's what I was thinking. However, it doesn't. So where do these points go?
Nowhere. They're just being played.
They're just invisible.
I guess.
They just don't mean anything. And I was gonna talk about it a little bit, but as I was trying to just look up LaMelo Ball stats, they actually don't exist. Like he played a game that after today or after tomorrow, it is not on record. And I'm sure it's on record somewhere, but it's not like, you know what I'm saying?
What happened to Bismack Biyombo? Started the game, did tip off and checked out. And
Yeah, probably got hurt or something. Probably got hurt.
Checked out for the night.
But speaking of Jason Tatum's 50 points, I'll let you take that away because that's your boy, that's your team, that's your MVP.
I mean, yeah, he deserves MVP this year. He dropped a 50 piece in the most important game of the year. That's just what MVP front runners do.
Can't stand you.
Wizards are a great matchup for him because like no one can guard him. Just straight up. Sorry, but no one.
I was telling you about that.
No one on this team can actually guard him. Like physically, no one can guard him. Mm-hmm. There was possessions where Beal was on him. Beal's short.
Beal's midget.
Ish Smith is probably. I'm probably taller than Ish Smith.
Okay, that's not true. Yeah,
I'm as tall as Ish Smith. So basically, I was out there guarding Jason Tatum.
6'8" or 6'7"?
Jason Tatum could shoot over me.
Nah, he couldn't shoot over me though.
So yeah,
it was a perfect recipe for a 50-point game.
Jason Tatum had a field day. Kemba stepped up with 30. Smart, I know, got hurt, but he came back, and Robert Williams got hurt. Hopefully, he's not out for too long because we're gonna need him.
Yeah, especially for a team like the Nets that you guys are playing next, and they have no center.
Yeah.
So it would be lovely if you guys had a center that would be able to, I guess, because if it's no center versus no center, you guys lose the matchup because you guys are already losing that matchup.
Yeah.
But if you have a center that can...
We need something different.
If you have Robert Williams going against DeAndre Jordan...
Jeff Green.
Or Jeff Green, that's a great matchup.
Yeah.
And speaking of, that's what the Celtics won in this game. They won a 7 seed.
Date to the Nets.
Yeah, they won a 7 seed, which wins them a
date with the Brooklyn Nets.
A Nets series. Which I don't think that's what you guys wanted, but at the end of the day, like
We weren't going
Yeah,
anywhere.
you guys weren't going anywhere, so
Regardless of our matchup.
you're not too mad.
Yeah, fuck it. Moving on though, I did not get to watch this Grizzlies and Spurs game. I was checking it like kind of throughout practice. Like, I checked it once, and the Spurs were up by 4, or the Grizzlies were up by 4, and then I checked it once, at halftime, and it was about even. I think it was a 1-point game. Oh no.
At halftime, the Grizzlies were up by like 7.
Yeah, that is facts actually. It was like 56 something.
Something.
So I was just like kind of keeping track with it, but then I got out of practice and I seen that the Grizzlies were up by. Actually, I was pulling into my house. Literally, it said 99-96 with like 3 seconds left or something like that.
Yeah.
So the Grizzlies pulled it out 100-96. That means the Spurs are eliminated. What happened to them? Like,
Okay, I actually want to touch on something because I forgot to say it. So you know how I said that like I got the East wrong, but like I kind of knew what was gonna happen.
yeah,
Do you remember what I said about the Celtics to beat the Wizards?
no.
I was like, the only way the Celtics could beat the Wizards is if Jason Tatum drops 40 points or something like that. He ended up dropping 50. That's kind of what I meant. But so this game, it was kind of off and on. I was kind of busy, but I was watching a decent amount of the game. Valanciunas had a double-double, I believe, before the half even.
Oh yeah, look at the stats.
Yeah, so he actually ended the game with 23 points and 23 rebounds. I believe he had the double-double secured before half, but he just fucking turned it up. And Dylan Brooks showed up too. That's something that I wrote down specifically. Dylan Brooks was playing great defense on what's his name?
DeJounte Murray.
DeMar DeRozan. And I think that's what their key to winning this game was. Dylan Brooks, not only did he drop 25 and he led their team in points, he played good defense on DeMar DeRozan, and where is he? Kyle Anderson also played good defense on DeMar DeRozan. And when you look at stat lines like this, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists,
You're like,
yeah, Kyle Anderson had an
whatever.
okay game. But Kyle Anderson holding DeMar DeRozan to 20 is, in my opinion, the reason why the Grizzlies won by 4 points. Because if they had someone other than Kyle Anderson on DeMar DeRozan, he's definitely scoring at least 4 more points. That's putting them into overtime. Maybe he scores 5 more points. That allows them
probably
to
gets
win the
closer
game.
to 30. Let's just say that.
Spurs started relying a little bit on Rudy Gay, but it was a little too late. He already had no sort of like momentum. He dropped 20, but a lot of that 20 was just like
Garbage time?
not garbage time. DeMar DeRozan couldn't score, so someone on the team had to
Oh
score.
my God, look at them in the third quarter.
And it ended up going
16 apiece.
Yeah, so that's something that it's kind of weird. You see the Grizzlies logo now. They don't really use those colors anymore. Those are the colors that they used like Mike Conley, Marc Gasol sort of days, because they changed their whole thing, but they just are behind on the logo, I guess. When they used to be these colors, they were known as like a great defensive team. They have not changed, which I love, because when teams have identities like that, I love it. Kyle Anderson, Jaren Jackson Jr. is okay. Dylan Brooks, that's Grayson Allen, even though he fucking did nothing for 5 minutes.
School to rat.
Those are great defensive pieces. John Morant's not a slack on defense either. He's not a great defender, but
He's just aggressive.
Yeah.
All on the court.
I like to see that the Grizzlies have maintained their defense. I just believe that they need to change their logo. But yes, there was a grand total of 32 points scored in the third quarter combined, and there was 31 points scored by just the Spurs in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the Grizzlies almost scored the same amount.
Yeah.
They scored 28. But moving on, the night game tonight for the West was the 7-8. Probably the most anticipated game of the play-in tournament. Definitely was, actually. Golden State
It was the only one
Warriors-
that really mattered, I would say. Like, to truly affect seeding. Because the Celtics game, you guys were going to lose to the Nets no matter what. I feel like the Wizards would lose to the Nets. Maybe the Pacers Hornets, you could say that one mattered, but I still think that the Wizards are going to beat either of them.
Yeah.
And whoever, the Lakers could have beat the Grizzlies or they could have beat the Spurs. Now, the Warriors, I think, might have trouble with the Grizzlies, but we'll get to that. But, like, I really think that this was maybe the only playing game that truly affected, like, the playoffs.
Well, I mean, the Lakers were in it. The Lakers are one of the top teams in the league. The record doesn't show it, but
But fuck the record.
LeBron hit a lucky shot at the end.
So
KCP ran with the ball.
Lakers started off a little bit slow. Curry was on one of his games tonight. I believe he dropped 37.
Yeah.
If you want to fact check that, he dropped 37. Lakers had a massive third quarter that brought us back. Fourth quarter, we were up by a little bit towards the end. Curry started taking it back. He started chipping out our lead. They went up by like 3 points, I believe. It was like 98-95. And then Lakers just started... Lakers started playing the game that they needed to play. Like, once we went down 3, I'd say all the possessions after that, like, our next 8 points were all, like crazy ball movement plays. LeBron got hit in the face on a layup from Draymond Green. He was acting. It was a foul, but he was trying to get a flagrant out of it. He didn't get the flagrant out of it. And then the Warriors came down. I believe Curry got fouled, hit 2 free throws. That tied the game at 100-100.
Yeah, I seen that.
Then the Lakers came down the court.
KCP picked up the ball,
KCP,
ran around in a circle.
Yeah, so KCP got a screen for LeBron. LeBron hit him inside. Traveled a little bit. It was not called, though. He passed the ball back out to LeBron with like 1.5, 2 seconds left on the clock. LeBron hit a deep 3 in Curry's face. That was the 3 points that we won the game by, 103-100. And that sealed the game for us. LeBron hit a game winner and put us in the 7th seed to play the Suns in the second round. Or in the first round, I mean.
Yeah. And then,
And Curry, like I said, Curry had one of his games. He almost had the Lakers. Obviously not by himself, but pretty close to it.
On the inbound play, if he cuts to the corner, which obviously wasn't the play drawn up.
I don't think they're going to have Curry go to the corner. They're going to have Curry create.
No, I'm saying in that 2 seconds.
Oh, no, the very last play.
Because, like, they showed it. I was watching the replay, and A. Disney was at the top of the key. And there was, like, KCP, like, at the, kind of like the block, like, with Curry.
Yeah.
If he takes, like, a false step forward and darts to the corner, there was no one there. And I was like, fuck. Like, but that's obviously not the play drawn up, so he's not just going to do that, right?
Yeah. So, and actually, shout out to the Lakers. I forgot to say this. Steve Kerr trusts Curry. I think everybody on the planet trusts Curry to take the last shot, unless you're fucking Max Kellerman.
I want Iguodala.
Yeah, unless you're Max Kellerman.
I was about to say that.
But they had like 10 seconds or maybe 15 seconds. It was probably about 10. They got it to Curry after...
when they got the rebound?
When they got the rebound after like Wesley Matthews' 3. Yeah, it was about 10 seconds. Curry took the ball to half court, and immediately they double-teamed Curry. Because who the fuck is he going to pass it to? Draymond Green was wide open. He's not going to shoot a 3. I think Andrew Wiggins might have had someone on him. Kevin Looney's not going to shoot the 3. Kent Bazemore probably had someone on him.
I'm pretty sure Kevin Looney wasn't in the game.
I'm pretty sure nobody gives a fuck who else was on the court except Curry.
I think it was Jordan Poole, Kent Bazemore, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, it might have been. They double-teamed Curry before he could get to half court because they knew that once they got past half court, they had the ability to call timeout. He got it to Draymond, and I think Draymond passed it off, so they got a timeout with 2 seconds left. But that was one of the smartest things that the Lakers did all night was double-team Curry in the backcourt.
Make it seem like it's some genius idea.
It was.
Yeah.
That's what gave us if they didn't do that, Curry's driving down the court and hitting a 3 and going in the overtime.
I never said this, but like I was always in my brain. I was like, if Andrew Wiggins scores 20, they have a decent shot to win. He actually had good game. Pretty.
He had 20 points. Not much else besides that. But he had 20 points.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh, we could predict the
next set of playing games.
Wizards
and the next set of
Pacers.
Wizards,
first.
Pacers, and
Warriors,
Grizzlies. So Wizards, Pacers.
I'm taking the Wizards.
I'm taking the Wizards as well.
There's no way that.
I hope Bradley Beal and Westbrook can make it into the playoffs, but at the same time,
if they fought back from. Oh my God! What were they, 14th?
Yeah, something. They were something bad.
They were almost dead last. I'm pretty sure they were one spot ahead of the Pistons, and that was it. So I want to see them in.
But at the same time, if you get that same production from players that you got the production from last time, which I guess you can't really rely on them to be consistent. They're not players like that.
Yeah, but you
But you
can't
can-
rely on the Wizards' defense either.
Yeah, you can rely on Domantas Sabonis to drop a little bit more than 14 this game. Malcolm Brogdon only had like 15, 16. You expect them to play a little bit better. I think it will be a good game, but I would bet on the Wizards. I hope the Wizards do win.
Yeah, final score for me, 136 to 128.
I think it's going to be lower than that because the Pacers like to slow the game down. I'm not even going to put a number on that one because...
You just think...
All right, my bad. It'll be 110 to 102 Wizards.
Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but the Lakers and the Warriors are also high-scoring teams.
No, they're not.
They are.
Lakers have a top 2 defense.
Oh, the Lakers had a top 2 defense.
No, they have.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they do. Still.
It's not. I promise you
The 1 is the Knicks and 2 is you guys. In defensive
As
rating
of
this year.
when? As of when?
As of
I think
of the last day of the season when we played the Knicks. The
Okay.
Celtics.
Then that might have been like a 1 week span of the Lakers recently, but I'm pretty sure that our defensive rating has dropped substantially in that time without LeBron and AD. Like it went down bad, went down terribly. Warriors just don't have any scores besides fucking Curry.
And then the other game is...
So this is the thing. I was telling your uncle this today. The Wizards, or not the Wizards, the Warriors are the type of team that could beat the Lakers, but could lose to the Grizzlies.
I don't think they'll lose.
I don't see them losing to the Grizzlies, but if they do lose to the Grizzlies, it's because Curry had no help. And that's kind of been the whole story this whole season. I do have the Warriors winning though and taking that 8th seed
Yeah, I think so too.
against the Grizzlies.
I'll say a final score like 1...
It's definitely going to be a low score.
Yeah, I know. I say like 104 to 96.
Okay, Warriors just played Grizzlies at the end of the season, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, they did. If it wasn't for a Curry 46-point night, I believe, Curry dropped 46, 9, and 7. Bro, I'm starting to rethink this. Because the Grizzlies are going to play even better defense now that it's the playoffs. I doubt that Curry's going to drop another 46-point game, bro. I'm gonna switch to the Grizzlies. I see them playing.
Wild.
I see them playing good defense.
You're wild.
Kyle Anderson, I trust him. I hope Curry doesn't put his balls in Dylan Brooks' face again. But the thing is, do I expect John Morant to show up against a Curry in a game like this? I think it's going to be a close game. Bro, Grizzlies or Warriors? Oh, I got the Grizzlies winning. I got the Grizzlies winning by 5 points. I don't care what the score is, but I got the Grizzlies winning by 5 points.
Crazy. Want to bet on that?
I think no, because I do think that the Warriors. I think the Warriors should win this game. Okay. But I think that'll wrap up the episode. Unless you have anything else to
No, that's it.
talk about. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll see you guys
Monday.
We'll see you guys on Monday.